Hello, London MCM Comic Con. Now, my name is Peter B. Parker, and for the last 24 years, I knew that I was the one and only Spider-Man until I ended up in this dimension. There seem to be Spider-Mans everywhere. Big round of applause for every Spider-Man out there today, please. I'm not actually Peter B. Parker. I'm in cosplay for the first time. I'm actually Robin Bates, the overlord of coaching for geeks, and I know that everyone can be more confident. If only they just gave it a little go. But I'm not an epic cosplayer, so I'm going to need some help to help you get your confidence in cosplay and my confidence in cosplay going. So please, welcome to the stage. First up, we have Atom Cosplay. He is featured in syndicate videos on the sides of buses and has worked with Microsoft, a foamsmith. Tom incorporates motors, LEDs, smoke machines, and more into his homemade cosplay as Torbjorn from Overwatch. It's Atom Cosplay. Next up, Queen of TikTok. CosQueenie is known for her skits and performances. Kaz enjoys bringing the characters she loves to life, bringing smiles to kids and adults alike. A female, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Shoto Todoroki from Boku no Hero Academia. Nailed it. It's CosQueenie! All right, it's time to bring out the big guns now. DC Theo models. Come on, DC Theo models. We are in the presence of cosplay royalty, ladies and gentlemen. Dan was the MCM London Judge's Choice in 2016 and won the MCM London 2017 Sunday Masquerade. Look at the size of that. And last, he's going to be really cross about this, but not least, his Imperialness may cast a wicked spell upon us all today. Ed has pursued a path of villainous gender bending, bringing sass, and sparkle to the world. As King Grimfred, a gender bend of Queen Grimhilda from Snow White. It's his Imperialness. Already throwing a hissy fit for being last on stage. So, cosplay should be fun. If we could, come on, next slide, please. Another one. One more. There we go. This is a quote from this big lad here. Remember that we all cosplay for fun. It doesn't matter if your cosplay is bought, made, or altered. We all do this to have fun. Is that right, Dad? Do you do this for fun, or is it to show off your epic mad skills here?
Well, you know, body painting and all. You've got to have fun. At the end of the day, otherwise there's no point in really doing this. I'm just showing off in foam otherwise.
There's nothing wrong with showing off in foam, though, surely. These are epic skills on display.
This was only my third costume anyway, so...
Only his third?
But it doesn't matter. Just because, you know, if you buy something, you're going to have a laugh. I've seen Deadpool people having so much fun, and, you know, you can't compete with them. They're the life and soul of the conventions normally.
All of this was shot bought, and I have so much fun telling Deadpools off for being childish all weekend. Like, grow up, Wade. How about you, Torbjorn?
I'm have to get on the beard.
Is the beard not fun anymore?
You can't hear through the beard, otherwise it's just boom, 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 and I'm just... Right. Fun-wise, if it's not fun, there's no point in doing it. And whether you've made it, bought it, got someone else to make it, if you feel comfortable and you want to come with anything you want, just have fun, then...
Move that in a bit. Keep going.
Yeah, is that better?
That's better.
It's because I'm short, but I'm not a dwarf. Yeah, just have fun. That's the main... If you're not having fun, then why do it? That's it. And if people tell you, you know, don't do it, screw them. It's just, you're having fun.
What do we think of the people who tell you not to do it, audience?
Boo.
Boo, boo those people, boo. Meanwhile, over here, I've seen you running around with people doing this outside all day.
Yeah, because I'm silly and I like to show off my stuff, I suppose. That sounds really bad, but yeah.
But there's got to be an element of that, though. We're all dressing up and taking on a character.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically be the best character that you're currently dressing up as you possibly can be. Because if someone tells you, like, if you're out and about in real life and someone says to you, you can't be you, you tell them to go away. So when you're in cosplay, you're that person. Be that character and just have fun with it. That's what I do. I just mess around and have fun.
Oh, you don't look like the kind of person who likes to have fun, though, His Imperialness. You look like you're going to poison me and leave me for dead in the woods.
No, I have huntsmen to do that for me. No, I'm deep down inside. I do like to have fun with things. I have what's called a resting beach face. So it means that, yeah, I do tend to go for villainous characters more. But being bad can be good as well, and you can have a lot of fun playing with that character.
What's the most fun you've had as a villain? Who's your favourite meanie to play?
Well, actually, I've done a gender bend Cruella. That was my first villainous gender bending adventure, and I went to a dog show. And I found the tiniest, cutest puppy and had photos with it. But I used my villainous powers for good. It was up for adoption, so...
You didn't come back with new slippers, though?
How? You're not supposed to know that.
Brilliant. Could we have the next slide, please? The next one. Because the confidence cosplay process is supposed to be easy, right? We get cosplay, wear cosplay, and have fun. So why do so many people like me leave it until they're 40 until they put on the lycra? What's stopping people from starting, do you think? Tom?
Well, I only started about 3 years ago because I never knew this existed. I made costumes for Halloween and for like fancy dress parties. So my friend said, I'm going to have a fancy dress party. So I thought, I'll make a Blastoise. And he said, no Pokemon. So I thought, I'm going full out Blastoise. So I made the full Blastoise, went, loved it, and then about a week later, someone said, come to a con. And I was like, to do what? Went, just bring a costume and have fun. So I brought my Blastoise along, jumped on a stage, moonwalked about 30 feet, jumped off at the other end and loved it, and never stopped ever since. And that's what it's about.
The Blastoise costume is epic. I've tried it on. It's a beast of a weighty thing. How long does something like that take you to build?
I think I got it all together in about 3 weeks, but that's just with the motivation of like, you know, he told me not to and I was going to do it.
This took me 3 weeks to buy. It was getting the boot and the trainer. That really took the 3 weeks out of
3 weeks.
paper mache.
Yeah.
Crazy. Kaz, how about you? You're known for your fun and silly times. Why? And I've seen you drawing people into your world out on the lawn.
Yeah, they say I have that effect on people. I'm like Marmite. Oh, God. I'm like Marmite. You either love me or you hate me. So, and I'm totally cool with that. But I love silly characters. I'm so sorry. Words are just like,
Mouthful of Marmite.
Yeah, it's not coming out today. Yeah, no, I've always enjoyed silly characters because I've always been a very hyperactive, go-lucky person. So obviously sometimes I bring people in because they're like, wow, you have so much energy. You have so much passion. I think I might join in on this. And I'm like, yeah, come on in. We're all up here. And yeah. And sometimes I scare people off. I have done it with one person. I ran up to them and I was like, oh my God, I love your cosplay. Can I get a picture with you? And they were like, yeah, I suppose. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, I was very forward. And they were like, it's okay, just come here. I felt so bad.
Oh, but that's just the enthusiasm, right?
Yeah, it's enthusiasm and then pouncing on them.
Yeah. Please keep your pouncing consensual at cons.
Oh God, yeah, I do ask. That's why I usually go, "Can I take a picture?" And then if they say no, I'm like, "Cool, see you later."
Meanwhile, the cosplay confidence process is supposed to be fun and easy. So why does it take people like me so long to make the effort?
I don't know, because I'll be honest, I've only been doing this for 5 years now. So, and the only reason I got into it was because a mate of mine went, "Come to a convention. By the way, you're going to look out of place without a costume." And I'm not the smallest of people inside this armour. So when I looked to try and buy one, it was kind of, someone my size and lycra is not a good idea. So I thought I'll make something out of foam, and it kind of snowballed. But it's just, I suppose, it's just having the confidence to do it. It's normal. People think it's wrong to dress up, and in society it's wrong to be childish, and it's not. It's brilliant.
It's not. Never grow up. It's a trap. It's rubbish. My knee hurts. My shoulder hurts. Have more fun while you can. That sounds really depressing. So we'll move on to his Imperialness. To you, the evilest of our cosplayers today. But you must have a lot of fun. You bring a lot of, as you said in the intro you wrote for me, a lot of sparkle and sass.
I do. It's just, I'm a bit of a diva. And you might not have noticed, I'm very demure. But I love being center stage sometimes. So being able to kind of burst onto the scene and a bit like Kaz, have a kind of, or attempt to have that kind of infectious sort of fun. And like, especially when you see someone that's a little bit shy, but you know it's like, okay, they're on the cusp. If I say the right things, they'll join in and then end up having a great time.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone to lure them in to this world like this?
I mean, one thing for me that I have kind of seen a lot of people omanar about is the idea of kind of character perfection and, but I'm not the right color, or I'm not the right size, I'm not the right gender. A lot of people tend to focus on the popularity of a cosplay. It's like, well, I want to be popular, I want to have pictures, I want to have people there. We've all had a con experience where no one knows who you are and you feel a bit glum towards the end because no one pays attention. But the key for me is still the performance. And so I always choose characters that speak to me. Mm-hmm. I was once told I am the nicest, horrible person you could ever want to meet in the world. Woo! And so the villainous choices seem to emerge from that for me. But before that, I mean, I'm a little bit anxious about things. So my first proper one was the White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. Aww. So I like being jittery.
Adorbs. But you touched on something there about choosing the right cosplay for you, and I'm sorry, I skipped ahead here. Your quote was about making sure that you do choose something that feels right for you, the right character for you, that makes you feel comfortable and right, and that when you get those butterflies, that's the magic working.
Absolutely. The butterflies mean it's working. Be afraid, but do it anyway. Go out there, because if you feel awesome in what you're wearing, be that bought or made or giant or smaller or plainer, does not matter. Love the character, love the fandom, you'll love the con, even if you don't get much attention.
That's totally why I picked this one. I very much felt an association with Peter B. Parker and the pizza that he'd eaten. But we've got two bigger chaps over here. Is the cosplay that you choose directly related to this, about feeling that it's right for you?
No, I've actually done a couple of cosplays that would look better if smaller people had done them. I've got Briareos, which is an anime character that no one knows. It's from the 80s. And then I've got my Berserk costume, which he is a 7-foot, muscle-bound, one-armed, sword-swinging guy. And I'm nothing like him. But when I've got the armour on and I've got the sword, people don't tend to say anything. It might be just the sword.
The sword is Is he out there with his brand new sword? I don't think he is. One of our friends bought a sword today, and all of a sudden he became Jon Snow. How about you, Tom? Do you play Overwatch?
I've clocked nearly 2,000 hours in 3 years, so a little bit. Yeah, I was with the Blastoise because the Pokemon, you know, everybody loves Pokemon from being a child. And then I was going to work on some WoW characters because I was like, well, I'm into WoW. And then they released Overwatch, and I made this from the concept art 2 months before the game came out. So the costume's older than the game is. I was like, I want to be that little Swedish dwarf so much. And if you love the character, it propels you to, it motivates you to make it because you're doing something you love and you want to finish it and you want to get into it and you just want to, well, strut. I'm going to call it strut, a peacock strut. That's what you want to do down a con.
Is there anything else that motivates you during either a particularly difficult or hard build or something that's not quite going to plan?
I mean, what motivates me is, like, it's always been everyone's reaction. So if I'm doing, like, a really silly cosplay, like when I was Deadpool Princess yesterday, I loved everyone just coming up to me and going, oh my God, you're so this and you're so that. And I love putting smiles on people's faces because it just makes me happy as well, especially when people just run up to you and you can see the glint in their eye. Like when you went to Disneyland and you saw the princesses, that's exactly what I feel when people run up to me, that glint in their eye, and they're just so amazed. And I'm just like, I just feel so happy. It's like a rush of happiness.
And Ed?
Well, I guess for me, yeah, it's a similar thing. You just sort of come across people, and I've done sometimes obscure cosplays as well, and my entire con day has been made by one person recognizing me without me having to tell them everything. And so that is a boost in and of itself.
So is this a takeaway for everyone? If you see a cosplay that you enjoy, tell them.
Absolutely. It can make such a difference to someone, because like I say, we've all been in that position where no one's paid attention, you feel glum. One person comes up and says, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. How did you make it? Where did you buy it? Whatever it is. And suddenly you kind of go, whoop, and the day's better. It's brighter.
And you must get a lot of attention in this, lad.
Yeah, it kind of helps that it's part Disney, part Overwatch. So yeah, it's not the funnest thing having children thrown at your feet, which was the first experience I had. And you have limited vision in the helmet, and you kind of now, I got to stand still. There's lots of little ones, and yeah.
Well, I think we should probably take note of Jess here from Costume and Play, who is your cosplay handler today on the stage, making sure, helping you get strapped in and not destroy any children. If you want your children destroying today, ladies and gentlemen, just throw them up on stage. We'll deal with them. Lost my train of thought now. But that feedback that you get, there's lots of places where you can go to get feedback. Some of them might be more useful and kinder than others. Am I right? Are the places you can go that will help?
I mean, the free places I know would possibly be, like, if you ever enter a masquerade, you've obviously got your judges. They will always, if you just go up to them, ask them after the masquerade, go and ask them, like, how was I? How was my cosplay? How would you rate me? They will always be really truthful. They'll be really nice about it as well. They won't be like, oh, you were really nasty. No, they will be really nice. Friends, your cosplay friends, they will always give you feedback, because obviously when you look in the mirror, you can, especially if you're a perfectionist like me, you can think, there's this and I can't see that and I don't want this. And they'll look at you and they'll go, truthfully, this needs to be changed, that needs to be changed. And probably the third and most importantly of all is con itself. The feedback you get when people run up to you and say, you are amazing. Take that feedback. You know you're amazing. And that's the main three places I know of anyway.
I know, Ed, you've got some groups that you're a part of that have been a big help with you. Is that right?
I was going to say, like, for a lot of people, going to a con is a huge step, because I'm part of the London Cosplay community. I'm an admin for that group. That's a London-based one. We do socials and things, and we have quite a few people that come along because they're interested in cosplay, never have, and the first thing they say is, well, I wouldn't know where to start. And then suddenly you kind of think, well, even though I've been cosplaying for only a few years here or there, I know about certain websites, or I know a friend that's good at wigs, or good at sewing, or great at foam armor. So I can start sort of directing and say, well, if you want to find out about Warbler, go over there, or spray painting, go over there. And even you as a cosplayer, you don't have to be the Bible of cosplay in person. I don't know everything. I just sass it up and hope for the best. But generally, a lot of people will enter cosplay through the online channels first. As I said, London Cosplay Community is a London-based one, but then there's the UKCC, the UK Cosplay Community, which has a huge online presence across the UK. I think they have about 12,000 members or something. And that is like the hive mind. You throw something in there going, I put this together and it caught fire. What did I do wrong? And you'll have, within an hour or two, 20, 30 comments saying, oh, this or that. So don't discount the online community.
Thanks. So speaking of online communities, I know that maybe some of them here haven't quite had the best experiences with all online communities. Isn't that right?
Do you want to go? Yeah, online is... It's easy to sit behind a computer and criticize people when you yourself haven't gone up there, started anything, even attempted to go on a stage in front of people, and then you just start putting them down by basically trolling the comment section and just making them feel like they don't want to be part of it anymore. And if you took it to like a con and asked around, or gone to a meet, of like a photo shoot outside, like there's Overwatchers like 2 o'clock outside every day, then people come across and they're like, oh, I'd love to start this. How can I start this? And it's like you give them information and then you're like, wow, that's amazing. How did you do that? And cosplayers share with each other. We don't keep secrets. It's like, look what I did it like this. You can do it too. And that's the main source of where I learned, really. I started in cardboard and then built up to foam, and it just took fire, and I love it. So.
The evolution of cosplay.
Exactly.
How about you, Dan?
Oh, so a friend of mine wanted to show his work colleague a picture of this, and found a Reddit page, and was like, Dan, you should check this out. So I made the biggest mistake ever, and I read the comments.
Never read the comments.
And it wasn't even that it was positive overall, but the negative comments just really hit home. And I remember reading them, and I told another friend about it, and I was thinking of stopping doing it. And he just went, you're an idiot if you do. People can be negative purely from the fact that they don't know how they would go about making it, and it makes them feel inferior. So they try and get power by then trolling other people to make themselves feel better. So I've learned to just ignore it now.
Yeah, very much so. People hiding behind that anonymity and their jealousy and envy really makes people be a word I'm not going to say on this stage, lest I get banned from MCM Comic Con.
To be fair, I've found a way to deal with them, though. You just say, thank you very much. And they don't know where to go after that, because you haven't acknowledged them. You've not kind of gone on a tirade that they're wrong. You just say, thank you very much for the comment.
Yeah, never feed the trolls, folks. It's not worth it, and they're very hungry. But masquerades and performances, we're going to run out of time fairly soon, unfortunately, but there is a slew of people backstage waiting to come on here for the masquerade. You're the performer of the group, really. What advice have you got for them waiting back there? I can see them. They're clearly bricking.
Yeah, they're just sitting behind stage like, oh no. No, it's absolutely fine. The advice I give people behind stage, for people who are out here, if you ever feel like you want to go for a masquerade, I can promise you this. I used to be very, very scared of coming up on stage, very bad stage fright, used to come up shaking. I made a mistake of doing a ballet skit and almost broke my ankle because I was shaking so much. But the people, as you know from out here watching us, you are looking at us thinking, that seems cool. I'd love to go up on stage doing that one day. Maybe not all of you, I don't want to speak for everybody, but the cosplayers back there, they're always thinking, oh, they might not like me, but I can promise you guys behind stage, everyone's going to love you. They're going to respect you for what you do because you have had the confidence to put your all and everything on the stage. And when I come up on stage, I learned to just give it my best. And I got such a rush of great feeling, especially when you guys clap us all off. It's amazing to hear those cheers. And these guys will appreciate it too. So if you're going to watch a masquerade, give them the biggest cheer because you will give them the most amazing confidence, and that is the main thing they need. It's just a bit of confidence to come out here and show you what they've got, the skills they've got, and the performances they give you. And I can tell you this, it's a great feeling. I'm kind of addicted.
I remember my first time coming to MCM a few years ago. I was sat front row watching the masquerade. I was absolutely blown away.
Oh God, yes.
But it's that performance element that adds an additional layer.
Yeah.
To cosplay and the masquerade. How do you approach that with confidence?
Can you ask me the question again?
Yeah, it's the performance aspects
Yeah.
that you have to add on to, not just making a costume, making a cosplay. It's an extra layer. How
it's
do you
like
approach
the
that?
more confidence you show on stage, the more you give it your best, the better you're going to be for it. So you literally just come up and you take that deep breath in and you give it all you've got. You just literally, because the judges will respect you for it as well. Obviously, I'm speaking to the guys behind stage. They will see how much confidence you've got and they will go, that person's got great stage presence, and they will give you a bit more points for it, obviously, and they will love you for it because you're amazing, because you just came up on stage and was like, boom, here I am.
Now, Tom, you've judged masquerades in the past. Is that something that you look for in the participants?
Stage presence is a big thing. Using all of the stage and not just staying in one area. Interaction with the audience, getting them to do things. That's a big.
Hi, audience. I'm interacting with you now. Oh, look at you waving back.
Look at that. See?
We've got lovely waves.
Now they're having a better time and you're having a better time. That's the way to do it. The performance is a big part of it. But even if you're just coming on and posing, own that pose. Make it your pose. Confidence and just own it, really. That's all I can say. Own who you are.
Well, Ed, I saw you in the London Games Festival masquerade last year.
Yes, that was last year. I came second to someone that made an outfit out of a horse saddle, so I guess he did win, honestly. Fine. But yeah, I haven't had as much experience in masquerades, not the sort of very competitive ones like here, but my first ones were at small cons like Guildford and Reading, and it was quite fun to sort of jump on stage and be like, yeah, I'm not running around con trying to chase photographers for pictures. I actually have a captive audience sometimes. And yeah, you get to do your thing. You've got the butterflies, things are kind of going through your head, but once you step on stage, as Kaz said, give it your all, go there, do your thing. Everyone's going to love it because you're out there doing something.
You're entertaining them.
Entertainment is the key. But even if it's a pose, it doesn't matter. The fact you're on stage and you do something, and if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. You know, you learn.
That's value for the audience as well.
Entertainment there too.
Home video howlers. Meanwhile, masquerade winner here.
Yeah. I tend to just kind of stand there a lot of the time.
You're not doing ballet like Kaz in this?
I don't think people are quite ready for Reinhardt ballet just yet, and neither am I.
Not with that attitude. We'll work on it. See me after the show.
I'll get you up on your tiptoes, mate, don't worry.
Can we do that now?
Oh, God.
MCM exclusive. All right, then. Well, I think you've convinced me. When's the next MCM? October?
Yep, October.
October.
I
believe
think you're entering.
24th, 25th, and 26th, if I remember.
All right, I'm making a promise to you, my panelists here, that I'm going to enter the masquerade.
Oh, I'm going to be here to watch it then.
You're all going to help me make the cosplay.
Hey, you can borrow the Deadpool suit if you want with a princess dress and come up.
Can we marry it with an inflatable unicorn?
Hell yeah.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like I've just committed to something I'm already regretting. But, shucks, we are really running out of time. So could we have a slides, please, stagehand? We've had that one. Keep going. Because cosplay should be fun. That's really important. Because I've had so much fun this weekend running around as Spider-Man and as a troll this morning, as Antonio the Troll.
Oh, yeah.
Very few of you will have seen that, fortunately. But we've put together, in conjunction with our fabulous panellists, a cheat sheet, a Cosplay Confidence cheat sheet that you can download. Look, we've put a really simple URL together. It's coachingforgeeks.com/MCM. And you can get all of our panellists' follow details. Your TikTok is on there, your Instagrams are on there, your Facebooks are on there. Give them some love and give them some follows. And then, yeah, it's the goodbyes. Until next time, until October, when I'll be out here as a princess, possibly. Big thanks to everybody who's made this panel possible today. We've got a big round of applause for Eduardo Martini, his Imperialness. Caroline Foote, CosQueenie. Daniel Theophany, I don't know if I said that right, but it's DC Theo Models. And last but not least, it's Tom Gibbs-Hobson, Atom Cosplay. Give them all a follow, give them a huge round of applause, MCM London. And also to Jess from Costume and Play. And of course, to all of yourselves for being such a beautiful and wonderful audience, for coming along to learn about Cosplay Confidence, and also to the team here at MCM London Comic Con for putting on such a fantastic show that enables people like me to, nearly said a swear word, in cosplay all weekend, dressed as Spider-Man, because I've had so much fun, and I'll be back. So I've been Robin Bates, the Overlord from Coaching for Geeks. You've been amazing. Give yourselves a huge round of applause. And if I can wear this, you can wear anything.